Alright everyone, welcome back. Today, the dev stream just concluded, and we got a teaser for Ivara Prime. I'm super excited about this. I just can barely contain it. Oh, Ivara Prime's gonna be awesome. And so we're gonna be covering some Ivara builds. The best Prowler build is roughly this, as much duration as possible. I slapped on fleeting expertise because it does affect the drain. You can get a little bit lower than this, drain wise, but it takes dropping off vitality, flow, or adrenaline, which you can totally do. That's up to you. You do not have to copy this build. Take this build just as an example and do what you want with it. Prowler build is boring though. You steal from things and you walk around. You can roll around too, I guess. But again, not my jam. I usually prefer a more hybrid build with the augments. Now, this build has some strength, has some duration, some efficiency. Primed Flow is on here because Energize is on here. Guardian is on here because why not? Nothing else affects her a ton. At least nothing else that I would regularly use. The Umbral mods are on here because I don't have an Exilus slot opened. I know Ivara Prime is coming, and I don't want to slap more Forma on her. I don't. She's already got 3. To get this, I mean, where would I even pull it from? I'd have to swap these off, Forma one of them, and then I could use this slot. So, just a pass there. Why I wanted range? That's simple. I wanted range because of her quiver. So, there were some changes. You do not have to have a bow anymore. It'll just kind of magically spawn in. So, here's a dash wire arrow. You just shoot it where you want it to go to. You do not. And then a link back. You can also, oops, I'm just going to line things up here. There we go. There are a lot of uses for this. There are a lot of cheesy uses for this. And it works when you're in stealth. You might notice I'm kind of fast. After that, there's a noise arrow. I never really use it. I'll use, if I'm running Ivara, I'm going to take something silent like the boss or a bow and just kill things or stab them. I have not found it to be super useful. After that, the sleep arrow, which is insanely useful. Sleep arrow works on animals. So you can just go into your 3, drop an energy pad before you do that though. Pretty much max out your prime flow and then complete a hunt for an animal conservation, that nonsense. Far is a great way to choose that. The Cloak Arrow. This is why I want range. Because this is affected by range, and this is almost at 200%. Pretty crappy, but it's also amazing. You can tag your teammates. You can't always tag yourself. So what I'm going to do is I don't have an animal out. There we go. This idiot will work. So, Cloak Arrow. Oh, he didn't get cloaked. Come on. No, hold still. Well, they broke it. Just in time. Just in time, D. You can tag your allies with it. You just hit them. Yeah, that's not supposed to work like that. You can tag your ally sentinels too, and their animals, and that sleep arrow will follow you around. It's a nice way to give your allies a bit of invisibility. Well, if this idiot's not working, I'm going back to this. Yep, you'll never be able to do that. So, alright. Now, infiltrate, just read the description. It's straightforward enough. You run through lasers, and you go faster. And you don't always trip the laser. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. It's kind of a gamble. D has gotten pretty good about having it not trip the lasers. This turns spies into a complete joke. Now, we're going to move on to the next augment. Concentrated Arrow. Extra crit chance. And explodes. Okay. Let's see what's up. Not terrible. As you can see, it does alright. Oh, if I wasn't terrible. And we can kill these. They are only level 100s, don't get too excited. It is more crit chance. You just need to get those headshots, and it'll do dirty things. This is a pretty powerful augment. I kind of hate it. I think it's pretty terrible. And here's the reason why. Normally, do you see how many arrows I'm shooting? Do you see that? Do you see the problem? These are body shots, and it's doing just as much. And it's more reliable. No headshots required. I mean, I'm even working the specters over. I don't really need that. Some people like it. I don't think it's worth a mod slot when it seems to do about the same amount of damage. I mean, this is just your bone stock hunter munitions build for any bow, and you can't get a riven on it, and you can't use a lot of the acolyte mods. And I mean, the disparity becomes worse when you go higher. Let's change the level. Nope. Why are these level 100s? The joys, right? Come on. There we go. Perfect. And we can get a damage buff. You go invisible, Headshots do more damage. That's almost a one-shot. No, Riven. If you land all of the arrows. I mean, these are the quick shots. These are not the charged up shots. I kind of like the quick shots more because they spread vertically. And once you get up higher in the multi-shot, it is pretty hard to keep them all on target. Like you can see, I'm missing half of them. And I'm pretty dang close to these guys. It's nothing special. Build for the Artemis bow. It's just a standard, bone stock standard. Multi-shot, you can't put anything else there. I could get heavy cal on here. I could go with punch through. It'll fit, it'll work, especially instead of vigilante armaments. It would require more forma. I'm already 3 forma in. I don't really want to go for heavy cut now. I would recommend it over this for the prime. For one reason, range. This isn't really going to have any effect. Or it shouldn't. Let's see if it's changed recently. Yep, no effect. A maxed heavy cal does not have a negative effect on Artemis bow. Cool. But I can't fit all those mods on. I'll have to go mod down or forma again. Artemis bow will probably come with more polarities. It already comes with 2 Vs. Or a V and a dash, I think. So, or 2 Vs and a dash. That's probably what it is actually. Hunter munitions and bleed is not optional on high level bow builds. This is what you will need. You don't need primed. A cheap build. Stick the cold 60-60 mod in here and drop 2 forma. I mean, that's how much of a difference it would be. Oops, if I could spell right. So, rhyme rounds, 11 extra drain. Each of these is only 4. Saved right there. Primed cryo rounds is hard to work with, especially once you get it maxed. Now, the last couple of augments, I don't have this one maxed out for a reason. Cloak Arrow, I don't use it that much. Well, I do use it a bit. Dash Wire, well, crit damage. So they have to still get their crit chance from somewhere. This doesn't help them if they brought a status weapon. Not at all. It's very, very conditional. It does scale, and it is an interesting way to get a lot of damage, but it's so conditional. Like, they have to be on the dash wire and hitting them with a cloak arrow. Who has time for that setup? Warframe, I mean, exterminate, no, you're not going to do it. Mobile defense, okay, you could do it there, as long as you coordinated with your squad. So no pub. Well, that's almost the entire game right there. Normal defense, okay, this would be very good. Normal defense, not gonna lie. You cloak the target, so they can't be hit. You do have to still get your energy from somewhere, but you're cloaked, the target's cloaked, you're on a dash wire, especially somewhere like the Void with those lasers where you can just put a dash wire right above the defense target. Ooh. You could just keep invisible arrowing the defense target, get yourself in that radius, and then have a fat crit chance. Although you are kind of stuck in stationary, which is a big problem here. It doesn't fit my playstyle, That's why I don't have it. Piercing Navigator. Navigator augment. Okay, Navigator is very good. Any projectile weapons you can navigate. There are a lot of oddball ones, like you can navigate any of the boltors, you can navigate any of the thrown weapons, anything that has projectile, you can navigate. In fact, that is the base of the Eidolon build. You navigate the Sancti Castanas to a limb, they deal 10 times the damage, and just obliterate the limb, usually in 1 to 2 shots. And you can navigate them there and stack several of them while the Eidolon is invulnerable to guarantee that instant break. So each hit increases the crit chance up to a maximum blah 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 blah, plus 3 projectile punch through. So how do I stop this? For those of you that don't know, Navigator ends when you decast it or when you hit things. So this, you're going to be flying through it, flying through enemies, and just not ending? I mean, what is this? It kind of sucks. I hate this one, not gonna lie. This is not a fun augment. I've tried it a few times. I can't make it work. So, there's good reason infiltrate is the only one you'll really want. And it's just for cheesing spies. If you have something else invisible, do that. But Ivara is amazing. Not in everything kind of Warframe, but very, very good. Thanks for tuning in, and looking forward to Ivara Prime. So exciting!